Guys, we're live.
Yes, we are live tonight again.
Good evening, good afternoon, good
Hello.
morning. My name is Leejay,
And I'm Melissa.
and we're from leejaymelissa.com. And
Yes.
uh, I don't know how to live anymore. My brain is fried today. Um, so, welcome to day 31st of this live session.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, like what I said, my brain is fried today. I am in and out of meetings,
Yeah.
and we went to the mall, and I had some New York fries, and now
New Year
I'm
prize. Yeah.
lethargic.
Yeah. You
So
want some KFC?
probably gonna eat KFC later
Yeah. With with
with bagoong.
bagoong and lemon.
Look at this, guys. KFC, and then this is bagoong
Bagoong and
and
lemon.
lemon.
It's actually really good,
Yeah.
guys.
Um, Melissa's converting to be Ilocano.
Yes, I'm starting to become Ilocano now.
She's gonna be half Filipino, half Ilocano.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in today. 31st day of the 90-day challenge. We're almost done.
Yes.
Almost done
Almost.
of the third of the third of a third of it, right? So
Yeah.
um today we are, what did we do today?
Today we
What?
in business.
Yeah, what did we do in
Oh,
business
in
today?
business. Well, I work in the online business.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some content creation. I've also done some training. There's
Mhm.
some new updates in our training. So
Mhm.
I'm diving again in the training and getting my digital skills updated.
That's a good
And
way to put it.
yeah,
Yes. Mhm.
and yeah. What did you do today?
Oh, I thought you were gonna never gonna ask me that question. Um, I'm just kidding. I did work
'Cause-
today. I drove a lot today, right? So I went to different in-person meetings, right?
Mhm.
I was in and out downtown Calgary and highways, right? But most importantly, today I am so happy because
Yes.
of our subject, our topic today,
Okay.
which is what?
Which is effective time management.
I mean, who
I'm
doesn't
so bad in time
who
management,
doesn't get
guys.
excited on time management, you guys?
I don't know. Leejay, I think is pretty good with time management.
Mhm.
Me, don't expect anything from me.
Yeah. No, because I am also terrible in time management, right?
Yeah.
But we will try and
Yeah.
give value on how we
Well,
view time management.
on the books that we've read, right? They say put it on the schedule, make sure to book it, anything that you want to do, even one-on-one session or breakfast time with your husband, book it, put it in your calendar. That's what people say.
That's what people say, but
Yeah.
to actually do it, it's a completely different conversation, right? So,
Yeah.
time management, I think, the glue that holds together time management and all of the other personal development, practices is discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things, guys. There's no way it's gonna work out without discipline, right? Time management is a key to us, right? To run multiple businesses and to work at a job and still to function as parents.
Yes.
As
And do business.
right,
Same time.
and do business at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Um, you know, my routine. I think I did share my routine here, right?
Yeah.
In the morning. Lately, I haven't been in my actual routine though, because for some reason, when you get sick, um,
Yeah. You kind of get back to your normal.
not normal, but status quo, right? Like it's more of it resets your body, right? So now you're
Yeah.
back to like,
Yeah, it brings
you
you back
know,
to the original.
yeah,
Orig-
straight, right? So which means
The
um,
comfy
the
zone.
comfy
Yeah.
zone. Yeah, the comfy
Yeah.
zone. uh, but it's not, my actual routine is not comfortable for many people.
Yeah,
uh,
it's not comfortable for me. Like
right,
waking up at 4 in the morning. Like I wake up at 8:30.
right.
8:30.
No, it's not sustainable for some people,
Yeah,
right?
because I'm a late night
Mm-hmm.
person. Like I would sleep late at night, like
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock, 12:30, right?
Yeah. So when you're in constant schedule, it's really hard to follow a particular schedule, especially if it's not a habit yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I want to discuss is that time management is actually a habit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good habit, and um, Filipinos are notorious on this, you guys, especially on parties and events, right? When they say, let's start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, chances are you guys are probably gonna be starting at 6:30, right? It's
Yeah.
weird because it's not that you have no respect with time, or the culture doesn't have respect with time, but it's more of a culture thing, right? That they do. But in business, you can't really do that. Like you when you say you have to,
Yeah, like a webinar. If we
yeah.
have a webinar at 6 p.m., it has to be at 6 p.m.
Mhm.
Like people have to come in 30 minutes early. Like next week, by the way, we're a webinar. We're going to be a panelist. We're going to be a guest in this webinar that we've been inviting people to, right? So tune in
Mel is really
on
excited on that for sure.
on Thursday, May 9th. We're gonna be a guest, and there's gonna be over 1,000 people who's gonna be watching this. So we're very excited.
That's right.
What happened to Kuya Albert? Oh yeah, something fell upstairs, right? No, it's just a toy. It's
It's just a
okay.
toy. It's okay.
Yeah,
Go play.
yeah, it's okay.
Go back
Wanna
playing.
play here? Oh.
We got her some
Play-Doh.
clay dough
Yeah.
to play. Um,
Yes.
yeah, time management. One thing that I know about time management though is from Jim Rohn, and he said, no, not Jim Rohn, um, Brian Tracy, and no, actually Jim Rohn, and he said that um, when it comes to time management, there's only two types of time:
Mm-hmm.
major time and minor time, right? So when you are in business, for example, when you are prospecting, when you are calling people, when you are doing marketing
Mm-hmm.
or networking, these are called minor time, right?
Ah, yes, yeah,
Um,
I've heard this.
you've heard about
Mm-hmm.
this. But if you are in the presence of your clients, in the presence of your colleagues, in the presence of people that are important in your life, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually major
Major.
time, right?
Yeah.
So there's really two types, right? And for you to find out if you're spending time on a task that will allow you to achieve the end goal, then that's a major time, right? But if you
Yes.
are spending time on a task which it's going to prevent you from achieving your end goal, then it's a minor time,
Mm.
right? So
Yes. Oh,
you
you
want to
want to
watch?
watch it?
Okay.
Okay, I'll go back.
And so what happens is that a lot of times I feel guilty about spending minor times on things like scrolling Facebook or watching videos, right? Even before I sleep, I just scroll on my Facebook, watch some videos, something that inspires me or something that makes me laugh, right? These are all minor times, right? Yes, it helps me to unwind, but really these are minor time, and that's okay. That's okay to spend time on those minor things, but don't. But what Jim Rohn says is that do not. Um, what is it
Do
like?
not get stuck with it, or
So no, like when you have when you focus, when you have your attention, make sure that when you're in the major time, you have your 100% attention,
Ah,
right? You
yes.
really
Yeah.
focus on it,
Yeah. Yeah. He says when
right?
you're working, work. When you're playing, play.
Play, right? So you
Yeah.
can't mix the two together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like when you are spending minor time, like where you're playing a game, and 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 you put all of your emotions in there on playing that game, it's really not a good idea to do that, because that's playing a game to unwind is a minor time. It shouldn't be,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't be focusing on that. But when you are in front of a client, when you are in front of a lead, somebody is asking you or inquiring, or you're presenting at somebody, you really need to put on all of your effort, right? Because
Yeah.
it's major time.
Yeah.
And he also said that, it's very important to spend time, to focus on vacation if you're on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because a lot of times what happens is that even though when I'm on vacation, sometimes
Work.
I work, right? And that's not good. Vacation is there to actually take the vacation, and but
Yeah.
when you're working, you can't also be on vacation. Your mind should actually be
Yes.
working. But
Yeah.
many times, many of us, especially professionals, all we could think of is that next camping trip or next vacation, next flight that we're going to take while we are working, right? And that's unfair to you as an individual, because that's not going to help the end goal,
Mm-hmm.
eventually, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
But
take
by
on.
the way, we
Mhm.
don't do presentations here in the business. We don't do in person meetings. So our business is an online business. So
Mhm.
even if, yeah, DJ mentioned that if you're doing presentations,
Right,
right?
not
But
really
the online
presentation, but
business is,
like when we signed up for our webinar or our
yeah,
panel,
yes,
we need to be there because that's major time, right?
yes,
That's major time. That's very important.
yes.
When our team
Yeah.
member,
We even
when
have to be there 30 minutes earlier.
when our business partners invited us for a dinner to celebrate,
Yes, yeah.
that is a major
Yeah,
time,
that's a
right? That's
major
a major
time.
time.
Yes.
When our business partners from all over the world,
Gather
reach
up
out to us and gather up, right, in
yeah.
one place, in a Zoom, right, or a
Mhm.
meeting, that's major time, and therefore we're on top of our toes, and we really want to work, and and put 100% attention.
Yeah.
And when we are having a live session like this is also a major time, because we really want to give value to people that are listening, to people that are watching us.
Yeah.
Um, but when we are in the mall, strolling around the mall
Yes.
and taking videos and pictures, that's minor time, right? And
Yeah.
that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Something to do to unwind, right?
Yeah.
But
Or
it's,
spend some time with the kids,
that's right.
right?
But when somebody reached out to me, right, and they want to talk, and we schedule the time to actually talk, then
That's a
that's major
major
time,
time.
right? So time management can be categorized to really two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way I look at time management too is that I would look at my calendar and I would see how many major times am I booking that
Mm-hmm.
week, and how many
Yeah.
minor times am I booking that week.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wish I can show you my calendar, you guys, but it's like color coded,
Yeah.
right? So my calendar is color coded, right?
Yeah.
Yellow if it's that activity, purple if it's that activity, blue if it's that activity, red if it's
Yeah.
something priority.
Yeah.
And I've learned this skill, you know, um, in 2016 when I've attended
Yeah.
one of
When
the
you were.
masterminds, and when I was in the insurance business,
Mm-hmm.
and they really teach us how to manage your calendar, manage your schedule, because it it can be easy to be it's easy
To get get
to
lost
get
in
lost,
the.
right? And especially if you get invites a lot, if I get invited a
Yeah.
lot, or I get distracted a lot. People
Yeah.
call me all the time. People just shows up in my office and say hi, and all of a sudden you're caught up with this hour-long conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things that I'm trying to prevent
Mm-hmm.
lately, is to get stuck talking, right? Especially when I get started and I really wanted to deliver my point across. Um, Conversation can be very very lengthy, right?
Yeah.
So that's where discipline comes to stop yourself, right, from engaging into that,
Yes.
and hopefully keep time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we do this a
Yeah.
lot here in this live session. I always say, "Oh, that's our time," right? It's like
Yeah.
27
30
minutes or
minutes.
30
Yeah.
minutes, right?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
how
Like for
have you
me on
dealt?
my side
Like have you like how did you deal
with
with
time
time management?
management, like for me, as was what you said too, I prioritize my priorities
Mm-hmm.
first. So I know that for me as a mom, stay at home mom now, I prioritize the kids first. So when I'm with Amelia, I make sure that I'm with Amelia. Like although sometimes I am on my phone, but I notice myself when I'm like, oh, it's been too long. I
Yeah, as a
have
parent, like feeding the kids, right?
yeah,
That's major time,
yeah,
right?
like for me, making sure that Amelia is fed, or that she had her nap, or that I get to play with Amelia or walk with her outside. Like those for me are major times because I'm with Amelia. I want to spend time with her.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the business, I want to make sure that I also put in that 1 hour, 2 hours a day in the business to make
Mm-hmm.
sure the business is still going, right? Like, even though it's working in the background and automated, I still have to put in that 1 hour, 2 hours a day. And and that's the time when I want to do that, when the kids are sleeping, when Amelia is asleep. And usually Amelia wakes up pretty late in the morning, so she wakes up around 10 in the morning. So from 8 to 10, that's the time when I'm working in the business. And then after 10, I'm just with Amelia the whole time. Yeah, and then I just wait for the kids to come home, and then usually when the kids come home, Amelia takes a nap, and then when Amelia is taking a nap, then Albert and Alice would want to eat dinner,
Dinner.
right? And then when they're having dinner, then Leejay comes home, and then we get spend time together. We have to get dinner and do the online business together. By online business, I mean the live session, right? And that's my daily routine ever since, but ever since when I was working, it was totally different. Like the schedule was all over the place. And that's why I love that I'm back home now, because then I'm back to my routine of doing all those stuff, because that's what I'm comfortable doing that, right? Like doing more things for me, I think that's too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
And sometimes I can be very, I can overbook myself as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just yesterday, I was supposed to have a consultation, and I completely overbooked myself, right? And I
Yeah.
just said
Yeah.
I can't show up, so I have to reschedule.
Yeah, you really can't overbook yourself, because then that's when stress comes in. I don't want to stress myself, because that's my daily life. Like
That's
I
right.
I want to make my life long term, in a way that my schedule, my
Mhm.
lifestyle right now is for long term, right? I'm with the kids long term.
Mhm.
And but they're gonna grow up. But for now, it's kind of pretty long
But
term.
eventually, the real goal is to have your schedule free, right?
Yeah.
That's my goal, right? Is
Yeah.
to build an entire system automated
Automated.
um, that I would only spend so little time in it, and yet be still effective, have an effective
And yeah.
business. And the best book that actually depicts this idea is called The
A
4
4 hour
Hour
work week.
Work Week
Yeah.
by Tim Ferriss, right?
Mhm.
And he is so good in um, in letting you realize how important time is, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that our goal should be minimizing it, minimizing
Yeah.
the work,
Like
right?
not working too much.
Not working too much.
Yeah.
That is the goal of life, because when you think about it, there's really two types of flexibility, right? Flexibility in finances and flexibility in time.
Mhm.
And they're like the yin and yang. So they're both connected to each other,
Yes.
right? Time and finances, time and money, right?
Mhm.
Um, you can't really, it's really difficult to have. Um, they need to be balanced, meaning, you know, if you are able to figure out a way where you have the finances figured out and spend more time with your family and meaningful experiences and things that really matters in the world, right? I think that's one of the most incredible way of giving back to your family, giving back to
Yeah.
your community. um, and that if you don't need to work that much, that means you can do more of the things that you love. You can do more of the things that to serve,
Yeah.
to the humanity, right?
Yeah,
To
like
people.
that gives you purpose, right? Like the things that you want to do that makes you feel like your life is worthwhile,
Right.
right? So that gives you purpose when you do things like that.
Now, what's even better is that even though you're working, but it doesn't mean it doesn't feel like it's the time is dreading, or like
Yeah.
you're dragging time. um, that's even better, because yes, the finances will correct itself, and it's kind of like a cherry on top, but at the same time you're working, and that you're enjoying what you do, right?
Yeah.
And in this type of business, a ton of people are actually doing that.
Yeah.
You'll see them, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, is that person overworked? Like, she had 29 buyers today, or
Yeah.
like, how can he do,
Yeah.
how can she do 20, 29, or 30 coaching calls, like,
Yeah.
in a day? Like, you would think
Yeah.
that that person is like dreading to go and turn on the computer and actually
No.
talk to the person.
Yeah.
But no, like, they
No.
have the biggest smile,
Yeah.
and the energy is just overflowing. You can
Yeah.
feel it, and they're happy, they're excited,
Yes. Yeah.
they're motivated. And why do you think that is, right? Because they
Yeah.
love what they do,
They love
right?
what they do, and they're able to find to optimize the things that they're doing,
Mhm.
right? If for example, if what Leejay has mentioned, with 30 coaching calls in one day, they optimize it by putting just one coaching call and put them all in a one Zoom meeting, and do that whole coaching call with everybody
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And that worked for them, and it's awesome because it's all online.
Right. And that goes, to show the power of leverage, the
Yes.
power of all the technology that we
Yeah.
have right now. We have all this awesome technology, and and all you really need is that somebody that can show you how to use it,
Yeah, to learn
to
it.
leverage
Yeah.
it, right? To learn it.
Mhm.
And maybe that's the missing piece, right? For you to break through, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that can hold your hand step by step to go through the process,
Yeah.
so that so that it gives you that boost, right?
Mhm.
That momentum that you need,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Mhm. I was
So,
thinking of that exact word.
momentum.
Yeah, momentum. It's like we have the same brain.
We're syncing.
Yeah, we're
It's
syncing
like
with it.
iCloud,
Momentum.
right? I recently just bought storage from iCloud, so
Yeah.
that we have to put all the pictures there and everything.
Yeah.
You have to sync to
Yeah.
iCloud.
We're syncing.
So we're
Sing.
syncing.
Sinking, sing, sing.
Sing,
I
sing.
always read it like sing,
Syncing.
sing,
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 sing.
sing, sinking. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my piece of pie
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
effective time
And
management.
sometimes with everyone, it's not one size fits all, right? Like,
Mhm.
with different lifestyles, with different schedules, like, it doesn't mean that this schedule works for another person. It works for everyone,
Right.
right? Like, you have to really look at all your schedules and prioritize your priorities, and really look at how to optimize that time, that your schedule, right, to the best of your, in a way that it would fit your schedule really well,
Mhm.
right? And
One of the things that I've done in the past is that, or even now, as I usually list down the things that I want to do, right?
mhm,
And I will list down the three biggest tasks of the day.
yes,
And I know that if I completed those three biggest tasks, the day is complete, you guys. Like, it's a
yes, yeah,
beautiful day. And when that happens, it gives me more momentum, more
mhm,
energy, more motivation to
yeah,
finish the next three tasks,
yeah,
then the next three tasks.
yeah,
Then all of a sudden, I finished 25 other tasks for
mhm,
the day. And sometimes I won't feel it
mhm.
until the end of the day, right? Where, like right now, for example,
when you're,
I feel
when
like,
you're all
you know,
tired.
sleepy and, you know, like tired. Um, but, you know, when I'm in front of the camera right now and I'm doing live, I feel good, right? Like, I feel
Yeah,
motivated, I feel excited.
yeah,
Um, because we love what we do, right? And I
mhm,
think this is one of the things that I really want to emphasize and reiterate.
yeah,
It's fun. It's fun building the business,
yeah.
right?
You can really make it fun
Hmm.
for you.
Right. And not only for you, but maybe for your family, right?
Yeah.
For us, it's our entire family that's having fun with it, right?
Mhm.
Have fun creating content, right? We love
Yeah.
this live sessions. We get to see you, right?
Yeah.
And we get to share our knowledge, our experience,
Yeah.
and how we view the world as it is, right? Especially in business.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think time management is an art, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Time management is a way there you know it's a forever never ending
Yeah. Because things,
practice,
yeah,
right?
things change, right?
Hmm.
The kids grow up, and next thing you know, you're
Empty
empty
nesters.
nesters, and then you have more time. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do now?
Right.
Like, yeah, things change in life, so it's a continuous process to
Mhm.
have that effective time management.
Right. Um, but then again, when that time comes, right? I'm sure there's always going to be something
Yeah,
that will work. We're going to be working on,
yeah,
right? Um, and really, it just depends on how you manage the time and what your current
mm-hmm.
situation is. If you're a single mom, if you're a professional,
Mm-hmm.
have multiple jobs or side households, or you're building a business, etc., etc. Really
Mm-hmm.
is depending on
Yeah,
your situation. But
yeah,
in a nutshell, right, like what Jim Rohn says, there's only two categories of time management, right? Minor time and major
major
time,
time.
right?
Yeah,
So when you are with your family and you booked a vacation, spend time with your family, that is major time.
mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen your parents in a while and you want to go and see them and hug them and talk to them, that is major time, right?
Yes.
If if
If you haven't talked to your wife,
you haven't talked to your
like,
wife, right?
go, or husband,
Yeah.
go have some quality time together.
Even though it's just 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
That's major
that's
time.
major
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And sometimes when Mel and I talk, and Mel mentioned yesterday that
Mhm.
having breakfast talks to us is
Yes.
already a luxury because of how
Yeah.
busy we are, right?
Yeah.
Um, but even though we have 10 minutes to talk, right? 15 minutes to talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes we scroll on our phones and we catch ourselves and like, what are we doing? This is the only time that we can actually talk, right?
Yeah.
So we stop, we put down our phone and
Yeah.
actually talk because we treat that
Yeah.
as major time.
Yeah. For
Um,
us, we talk a lot. Actually,
I
we
think
when
yeah,
we go on
we do.
lunch, when when DJ's driving,
Mhm. My
yeah,
mouth it doesn't stop.
yeah,
So it's either talking to Mel or talking to a client or talking to a colleague.
yeah.
It's weird, right? So sometimes that's why I have like a big ass jug, right, with me, filled with water.
Because your mouth gets dry for
My mouth
talking too
is dry,
much.
so I have to hydrate, right?
Yeah,
So I think that's our time, you guys.
yeah.
It's about half an hour.
Thank you
Thanks a
so
lot for
much for
watching.
watching.
Um, if you are considering this, if you're considering joining our team,
Yes.
working with us, right, as your mentors,
Mhm.
as your team members, as your number one cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
We're here to help you, right? We're
Yeah.
here to support you. And like what I said, it's never about us anymore. It's more of our team members, people that are actually joining us.
Yes.
I think
Like
that's
for those who believed
right.
in them and in us, like in the system, I think that's something, right? And we want to help those people because they did that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and like what I said, that's more of a bigger reason for us, right?
Mhm.
Although yes, we have bigger reasons in terms of our
Like
dreams, our
our
aspirations,
kids, like
our kids,
you know.
right? Our legacy, all these things really is just um, a portion of the bigger dream that we want for our family.
Yes.
But a big portion of it is also for the people to give them chance, right?
Yeah.
To give
To
them
give them opportunities to
opportunities, right? Yeah,
succeed, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to think about my job also. At my other businesses, that I also give opportunities to people, right? And and that's for people that's starting in Canada, people that are trying to get into Canada. Our firm actually specializes on the jobs that's available here. We connect the employers, etc. But at the same time, for people that are already here, permanent residents and PRs, and not even just in Canada but all over the world, right? If you are considering getting into a business online, but you're not sure, what platform to use, right? There's hundreds of them, thousands of different platforms.
Yeah.
Um,
But this one that we're doing now is proven and tested.
Mhm.
Multiple people
and
have been
yeah, been very very
have been very
successful. Yeah,
successful with the same system that we're doing,
yeah.
and we're just following the same steps, same training,
That's right.
same system.
But the best part of it, right? It's attraction marketing. That's why you get to work with the people that jives with you.
Yeah.
If you're a Christian, if you are a God fearing person, if you are hardworking, coachable,
Yeah.
if you are a professional, if you are
Yeah.
a parent, whatever that category is,
Yeah. Or retired.
right?
Yeah.
You
Seniors.
have a particular,
Niche.
spot um, or place in the community,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So thanks a lot for watching, you
Yeah.
guys. We
Thank you
love
so
you.
much.
Have a
Have a
great
great night.
weekend.
And
Good night. We'll see you again
yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah. See you, everyone. Bye.